Good evening and warm welcome to the attendees. I can see a lot of people attending live in LinkedIn. So, in this series of session, we are going to review some of the important job description which is relevant to supply chain professionals. Hope you are able to hear me. This program is being live streamed in various channels, including YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, apart from LinkedIn. This program, I'm doing it for the benefit of the candidates who are in the job market, who wants to know what are different kinds of job available and what is the expectation from the employers. Many times you may see most of the multinational company, they put their wish list into the job description, whereas few organization it may be very generic, they don't specify clearly. But if the specification is generic, hundreds thousands of people apply, finally they may not get the interview call. So let us understand what how different kind of organization expects the candidates. So let me attach share a screen. Today we are going to review one of the important job description from a multinational organization. Allow me a few seconds so that I can share the screen. Okay, once again, warm welcome. If you have any doubts or clarification, you are always welcome to type in the comments. Either you are watching live or offline, you can type in the comments. You can also reach me or my executives whose contact number will be available at the end of this session for any guidance or career advice. So today we will see important document, a job description. Before that, let me introduce myself briefly. This is my profile. My name is Patabi Raman, and of course, this is a LinkedIn profile. Sorry, this is a Udemy profile. More than 2,000 candidates have enrolled for a program in the last 2 months. Also, I am in LinkedIn. I am searchable by Supply Chain Master. You can either connect or follow my profile. As far as my background is concerned, I am an engineer with a management degree as well as PG degree in data science. I have 2.5 decades experience in this large global corporation. I started my career in Bosch as a planning engineer, and I was there for nearly 16 years. During my career, I have handled each and every subdomain at various level, and last 10 years I have been heading end-to-end supply chain management in this global organization. Currently, I am heading an organization known as Thoughtware Training Private Limited. As far as my certification is concerned, if you are a supply chain professional, you should be aware of this global certification and their validity and the expectation from global organizations. There is a similar organization from which I have a certification. These are called Demand Driven Institute based in US. They provide similar certification. DDPP means Demand Driven Planner Professional. I am also a certified purchasing manager and a project management professional apart from business, qualified in business analytics. Our organization is 5 years old, based in Bangalore. We provide both consulting and training in the field of supply chain and allied areas. Today we are going to see important position from Boeing. I think nobody can say I don't know this organization, a global organization, a major employer. and from that organization I have picked up a position called associate supply chain analyst inventory management. So they could have simply called it as a inventory analyst, but they have given a big name to this title. So this position is from Boeing company. I have selected this position from a platform job portal Indeed, picked it today and posted 12 days ago, and it is still live. As far as details from the posting is concerned, the location is Bangalore. Education, they have not clearly come out. It is more of a generic. Salary is also not specified. But considering the experience, 4 to 8 years, it should be anywhere between 20 to 30 lakh CTC, because this position also reports to directly senior director. Coming to the general expectation when you are applying specifically for inventory management position, that to analytical position, you should be aware about some basic terms like ABC analysis, FSN, which is fast moving, slow moving, non moving, VED, that is vital, essential, desirable. These kind of analysis you should be very much knowledgeable, and you should know what tools you are going to use and what are its application in inventory management and control. And one of the important requirement apart from managing inventory is to ensure material availability inside the plant as well as to the customer. Especially for a junior position, it could be material availability inside the plant, which means you have to proper planning so that the material is available in timely. At the same time, you have to ensure the related metrics with respect to inventory management. Normally, we talk ITO, inventory turnover, as the one of the key metric for inventory management. You should know airline industry what kind of metric they have, benchmarking, anything is there you have to see. And the planning position, especially if you want to focus on inventory management, you should also be specific about MPS, master production schedule, and the MRP. Without this link, you will not be able to manage the inventory properly. So you should know these deals. And of course, dealing with coordination with other function is important, starting from purchasing, because purchase can impact the inventory level to a large extent in the form of fixing the right supplier, fixing the proper order quantity, because if order takes place as per MRP, it is fine, but most of the time it will not happen as per that. Possibly there can be this MOQ can come into a big play, which is an enemy for inventory management. So proper coordination may be required. And since the title itself calls for analytical role, the expected position should be very good in handling analytical tool. Analytical tool can be any tool. Okay, if the operation involves very simple, you can do mental calculation. But if it involves hundreds of items, you may have to use Excel. If it involves thousands of items, then Excel may not be able to handle. That's where SQL or Python knowledge may be required. Here, please mind that they are not looking for any programmer or developers. It is the supply chain professional who is having knowledge in these tools. Okay, these are the general expectation irrespective of kind of company. But Boeing is a global corporation, very large, so you may expect their expectation to be very high when you are applying for this kind of position, especially when the salary range is nearly quarter of a crore. Okay, coming to the position overview, I am just picking as specified in the job description. I am not modifying anything. So the first sentence says Boeing supply chain team is currently looking for associate supply chain analyst for inventory management to join the team in Bangalore, India. A successful candidate will understand the importance of collaboration, as this position will focus on working directly with the senior director SCM to meet organizational goals. So Boeing is also some kind of a flat organization. You will not have multiple reporting structure. Okay, so this is a basic overground, seems to be okay. As far as position responsibility is concerned, serves as a team member of supply chain analyst managing inventory for the enterprise, all business units applicable in Indian supply chain organization. So it's a part of supply chain team. Okay, inventory management is one subdomain in supply chain. So you should also know other supply chain function, and they are all interconnected. That's why we call them as a chain, supply chain. Okay, as such you may not get a special education or guidance in inventory, but if you know overall supply chain management, you are able to apply various concepts to succeed in this position. Next description is work closely with supply chain teams in US to support inventory management and optimization as agreed with the business unit. So when we talk about inventory, we talk about optimization, which means it is not reducing inventory, but it is a two-way tool. One is you should ensure material availability. At the same time, the optimum inventory should be there. Okay, so there are various analytical tools available for inventory optimization, but be careful, don't go for any software that's not required for optimization. You should understand what is the organizational requirement and meet them. Okay, so you should be aware about inventory optimization and related tools for this position. Coming to the next requirement, meets operational plan to monitor and improve performance to plan. Possibly this could be one of the KPI in terms of inventory management. We use a lot of metrics apart from ensuring availability of material. There is next specification. Perform inventory management activities like inventory count, flow, and non-moving analysis. This is what we saw earlier in the first slide, FSN analysis. You should know how to make it and how to apply it. If there is a slow-moving item or non-moving item, how you are going to liquidate item. Management will not simply allow you to throw item, so that requires a proper planning at the first instance. Second is coordinating with the relevant team. It could be development or purchase, either to use this item somewhere else or send back this item to the component as vendors. Okay, finally, the expectation is optimization. You should note the difference between reduction and optimization. Reduction is close your eyes, cut things, but optimization, you cannot close your eyes. You have to see when you're cutting something where it is going to affect, and you have to overall balance the thing. These are all basic activity in a supply chain team like cycle counting, FSN analysis, optimization, core supply chain management activities. Coming to the next talk, execute project and process plan, implement policies and procedures, and set operational goals. Many of these tasks looks generic to me because assuming this is a fit job, thousands of candidates may apply and they may regret when they do not get the interview call. So employers has to be little specific, or they have to specify what are the filtration made by the organization. I am not seeing that in the specification. Provides management of inventory and lead process improvement, develop and maintain relationship and partnership with customers, stakeholder, peers, partners, direct reports. So once again, it is generic in nature. So if you are in Kaizen, small improvements can support the year, and alliance working with various functions may be very important in this kind of a role, either talking to your other functional colleagues or other function or including outside vendors or customer is very important. Then comes the real activity with respect to analytics, but they are not specified clearly what kind of analysis. But when we read the job description, it says develops, analyzes, and maintains processes, tools, information, industry best practice in support of inventory management, including self governance or compliance, process performance, measurement, improvement, training, supply chain planning, optimization. So maybe you may see there are a lot of repetition, but I consider this statement is the overall theme of this position. Okay, you can see the next important sentence: designs, extracts, analyzes, and prepares report. It's not only preparing report, but you have to execute. Report will tell you the problem is somewhere, but you have to attack the problem and commit the solution. Okay, basically here when we talk about the overall process, two things are important here. You should know all the supply chain activity, and specifically more towards inventory management, and also the analytical tools which help you to take or extract various report and then execute them, which is not specified here, because most of the job doesn't end with extracting the report or doing the report, but finally you have to use the report in execution. Okay, the next statement says determine reports compliance to internal and external requirements. The compliance may be compliance to the set rules and guidelines, but if this position also involves some kind of a import or managing export oriented unit, there are a lot of government related compliance which I feel can be taken by a logistic team. Otherwise, it could be internal compliance, conducts management of MRP system on inventory reconciliation, charging issue in procurement and the planning system. So, if you are applying for inventory or planning position, you should be well versed with the MRP and MPS system. Possibly even one step higher, SNOP system should be clear. I'm not sure about charging issues. Possibly they may be talking about inventory evaluation, because charging issue is not in Apex format. We have never seen that charging issues. I assume since it's working with purchasing, it could be a form of inventory evaluation. As far as qualification is concerned, it is very much generic. They have not even told whether you should be a graduate or postgraduate. These are very much of a soft skill. Okay, so most of the candidate may become eligible, and you may be happily applying, but you may regret only when interview calls are not coming, which is the problem with these kind of job description. As far as preferred qualification is concerned, understanding BCA and BDS product, of course, this seems to be a college bachelor degree, but it's not related with any general supply chain term. Maybe they are internal terms which the employer should avoid, or they may have to expand what are these terms. Okay, you should not put some acronyms which is used internally, and this can confuse the candidate, but you need not worry about this. But as far as skill experience is concerned, they are told 4 to 8 years. Basic education they are not told. They are not told about the APIX certification. I know many candidates were sponsored by Boeing, and I have trained few of the candidates for the APIX certification who were working with Boeing. So, though they have not specified certification here, for filtration they may use one number one APIX certification, though they have not specified. Number two is your capability using in analytical tools. So this is a brief overview of this position from Boeing. I feel the requirement is generic, but the problem can happen that you may not get an interview call unless you possess some superior skill set, including some form of APIC certification as well as analytical skill. Otherwise, you will not expect, because for this kind of job, I expect more than 1,000 candidates apply for even one single position, and filtration interview could be really tough, and they have not specified the selection procedure. So it's better always to prepare yourself and meet their expectation. In any case, if you need to upskill, you are always welcome to reach to me or our executive. Our website is given here. Also, you can see the contact numbers. These are WhatsApp number. You can reach out to me or our executive if you need career guidance or advice or upskilling your level. And any of the live participants, if you have any query, you can type in the comments so that I can respond. There are a lot of live participants from LinkedIn. Do you have any question, doubts, clarification? Is this a type of session is useful to you? So, any questions? Any participant? Any questions? Even we can discuss any job description which you are trying to get. Maybe if you can reach us, I can also do some review of such a job description and explain you what could be these employers are looking in terms of skill set required. Which type of analytical tool Dhananjay is asking? Analytical tool, basically it starts from advanced Excel, SQL, Python, or any of these tools are considered as an analytical tool. But you have to start with the advanced Excel. In advanced Excel, it could be like using macros, Visual Basic, or solver, what if analysis. These tools forms as a advanced Excel tool. Maybe you may see many of us do not exploit Excel. Excel is being used more or less like a word pad, but it is a very powerful tool if you know how to handle macro, Visual Basic, solver, and similar kind of tools. They are called analytical tools. And if the data volume is more, naturally you cannot use Excel, there where it will hang. That is the time when you have to use some advanced tool. These tools are not very tough to learn, but you have to see from supply chain perspective how to use them. That's what is going to benefit you. We have a specific program on that called supply chain analytics. If you are interested, reach out to the numbers where you can keep you can see in the comments. Avinash is asking a question: what skill are required for value chain analyst position? What is the future scope for this position in supply chain? Okay, value chain position. We are talking about some of the activities inside the supply chain which is going to create a value. Analyze those things, but you need not worry about specific task. It's a overall supply chain management in that you are going to focus on certain areas. But as it is, the supply chain is going to be the future. Now you may see that the power of in the manufacturing industry or general business has shifted more or less from manufacturing to retail and distribution or e-commerce, and that's going to be the future. Okay, so either value chain or supply chain management is going to be the future. I hope I have answered your question. If you need more specific requests, you can reach out to me. If there are no specific other questions, we can conclude this. Thanks for watching. Have a nice evening. Bye.